Right. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me double check. Looks like we're live. Yes, we are live. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Twilight Princess. Been a little while. Yeah. Last week I was just terminally busy, and also had my throat was still an issue from being sick, so I wasn't going to make it through a live stream. In any case, Tuesday I was just incredibly busy. I had to finish up raids, so but I've got it all set. We're done. Grades are done for the semester, so we're back. I will say though, schedule-wise, we are, I don't know if obviously, but obviously enough, not going to be live streaming next Tuesday, that being Christmas Eve. We might pick it up on Thursday. We'll see. That is the day after Christmas, so I'm not fully committing to it, but my plan for now is next Thursday. Okay, I have a question. Did you see that skull? Just fall. That's not good. Did you see that skull just sort of slide down this thing? That doesn't seem right. That does not seem possible. That we just walked in here basically for the first time in presumably centuries, and immediately there's a skull that just so happened to be nudged ever so slightly over the edge. I don't know, man. It seems implausible to me. That's all I'm saying. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I did kind of forget how much of a slog this dungeon was. Oh, shoot. Okay. Gotta be a claw shot thing, right? Yeah, there we go. Need that. Yeah, here we go. Come here. There we go. Fucking graboids, man. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. There we go. Got him. Okay, so I wonder if I can claw shot my way over there. Doesn't look like it. Let's figure this out. Show 'em. That's the way to do it. Anyway, so, evening, everyone. What the frick is that little guy? Why are you so small? Anyway, bastard. There we go. So, Blessed Advent to everyone, by the way. Don't worry, I will be saying Merry Christmas. Just, not yet. Because it's not Christmas yet. Ooh, look, all. No. No. Nice to have that, but I don't need it yet. Yeah, key. That was easy. Oh, no. These little fuckers. How did that charge so quickly? It's because I was running? Yeah, it was. No, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, so... Oh, this is why I need the lantern, isn't it? Well, I can see okay for now. That'll do. They don't stop, do they? This is foolish of me. Okay, let's equip the lantern. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. Are there more? That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Alright, here we go. Ah, we're into the actual meat and potatoes of the dungeon now. Right? Yeah, there's nothing back further. Aside from filling up my lantern. Wait, can I fill the lantern directly without a bottle? Let me see. I'm going to go back and try it, because it might wind up being important. You can. Oh, sweet. All right, cool. Let's try that. Oh, hey. Thanks, Pop. Also, hi. How you doing? All right, let's go. Now this is starting to ring some bells. Well, it's... So, Pop asked if this is my first playthrough. This is my first playthrough in, like, 12 or 13 years. Like, I have played this before. Oh, that's right. I need to be a wolf, don't I? Right. Oh, hello there. Appreciate it. Thanks. Sweet. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've played this. It's not been that long, actually. Because I did play the Wii U re-release. But it was right when it came out. So whenever that was, I don't remember exactly. It was probably 2014 or 15. So it's been, you know, I think it's been at least 8 years since I played it. Cool. Oops. Yes, let's forget Ilya's scent. Okay. Now, am I remembering correctly that the wolf can run much more easily on sand? Okay, a little bit. Not much, though. Okay, a little easier on sand. Let's switch back for now. Okay, that's locked. Yeah, I can go this way. This was a mistake. That's better. Did that just kill it? Oh, wow. Okay. That's... Okay. Well, this isn't right. I forget how to rotate it, because I need to rotate the room. Hey, Imsip, how you doing? Yes, I was right. I need to go this way, but that means I need to rotate. Is it the room or the walls? I forget exactly. Follow this. I know, but like... I don't have a key. I guess through... That doesn't help me either. I don't have a key. I'm guessing I need to go to the other side to get a key in that case. Yeah, the Mummy 1999 vibes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Charles asked if I played Echoes of Wisdom yet. I have not. We don't have a Switch yet. Though, I would say don't tell the kids, but they know this. We're getting one for Christmas, so might get Echoes of Wisdom soon. I did not get it yet. It didn't like either come with the Switch or we don't have it immediately. We're not getting it right away. But I'll probably get it soon. I do want to give it a shot. Is this the key? Oh no, that's the map. Oh, that's honestly better. Alright. There's a key out here? That's interesting. The scent. Oh yeah, no, I already picked up the scent for this. I did that already. I think right before we got here. Let's look around. Yeah, it's only the one that goes through there. The one that goes down, which I can't go down. I mean, I could just... Is there a part where I need to fall through the... Excuse me, fall through the sand? I'll find out. Again, I'll figure it out. It's not I don't need to necessarily teleport. Oh, dig. Well, I'm going to go through here just to check anyway, just to see what's up. Oh, no, I need the spinner, don't I? Or I think everything in here. Yeah, and here's it. Look at that, why not? Rupees. Always use, well, can't always use them, but I can use them for now. Alright, yeah, I need the spinner for stuff in here, so let's go back. And dig. I forgot about digging. Thank you. Hey, would you look at that? There we go. All right. Can I open doors? Oh, Midna can. Thanks, Midna. Very helpful. Hey. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it needs to go this way, doesn't it? It only can go this way. Okay, cool. Oh, well, hello. Oh, it's re-dead. I didn't realize that was re-dead. I thought that was a, not a Stalfos. The other thing. There we go. Key. Excellent. Now if I go up, I'm gonna have to check it out. If I... Oh, I have to move it back. Or close enough to back. Take it out. Oh, I'm emulating. This is an Xbox controller. I'm emulating the Wii U version. Actually, this isn't on the Switch yet, is it? I didn't think it came out for the Switch yet. No? Okay. Yeah, I'm using Seimu Wii U emulator for those who are interested. It is a bit of a pain to set up, but I mean, if you're in the Discord, just let me know. I can help you. I can help you through it if you're interested. Yes. Also, Imp Master Sword in this game, probably my favorite version too. I still am not a big fan of the like disc guard that's below the Quillians. That is to say, like, I don't have a sword right here. Yeah, I have a knife. Use a knife. Right. So, to illustrate my point, right? So knife, right? Pretend this is the Master Sword, right? So the guard part, or the Quillians, there's that little disc that's right under here that seems to do basically nothing but add weight. Oh, I'm not a fan of that part. And it could probably use a slightly larger pommel, all things considered. But otherwise, I really, really like this version. Like I said, I have a couple of... Those are just a couple of very minor little gripes about it. It is, though, probably my favorite version. I do like... Oh, that's interesting. I do like the Skyward Sword version. Don't get me wrong. That's a good one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. There we go. Good graboid. Well. Okay, so I gotta go with that one. Whoa. Close. Okay. I could have finishing hit. I could have finishing strike to... and actually gotten to the damn thing, but whatever, it's fine. Move this over here. I can walk across. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. What is over here? Anything? I would also say, I would also point out, as far as the, like, playing this on the Switch, I don't actually have a like capture card or anything, and that is a huge pain for me to try and set up. Well, that doesn't help me. Can I just do this, or is this going to kill me? Oh no, okay, we're good for now. Anyway. That was close. We made it. We're good. There's some reason for me to be in the center of that, isn't there? Shoot. Anyway, so I'll say one of the things I really wanted to talk about tonight. There was apparently a very silly article from the New York Times that came out last week or so, I think. It was essentially some guy, some ordinary, New York Times lefty type, old media type as well, who was his job or his task was to try to understand the sort of right-wing media ecosystem, represented first and foremost by Rumble. In large part because oh shoot, I underestimated it. Oop. There we go. In large part because the New York Times and legacy media of that sort is largely being replaced by things like Rumble, things like YouTube, even all of these new media sources, or at least that is the rhetoric that has them wetting their pants. Them, I mean, legacy media types. So this guy, a New York Times journalist, one would think someone with some measure of expertise, or if not expertise, then certainly know-how on how to approach such topics. At the very least, one would think, knowledge on how to approach such topics. Basically, so this guy, apparently the author of this, whose name I've forgotten, it is linked in the description. I've linked the archived version. First, so nothing changes, but also second, so you don't need to, so it jumps over the paywall. Is this actually working? It's not, is it? Oh, shoot, there's two of them. I hate this. Okay, yeah, so that actually did work. It's just I was too slow about it. Oh, frick. There we go. Got him. I do think that redeads are a lot less annoying in this game somehow. They definitely keep their fear factor, but with a completely new art style than previous versions. Okay. Imsimp is asking about Syria. Guys, don't let me forget to continue talking about the New York Times thing, because I think it's really an important topic for discussion, I think. Doesn't really seem like it, but I think it winds up being quite important. So I'll come back to it. Imsimp asks, thoughts on the fall of Assad's regime in Syria. Should Christian Syrians fear persecution by the new government? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they absolutely should. The new government is essentially Al-Qaeda, which is not exactly known for being all that tolerant of Christians. So, I do think that overall, the fall of Assad is a disaster. Oh, shoot. There we go. I do think that the fall of Assad is a disaster. I do think that the U.S. was involved, especially because of Biden's statements almost immediately afterwards of saying, but Well, we've been doing some targeted bombing campaigns having to do with all of this. You're basically just saying, yeah, this was we finally succeeded on that regime change that we've been trying to do for over 10 years. Great. Wonderful. As for why, hell if I know. I don't know I don't actually know enough about U.S. strategic positions in the Middle East. But if I had to guess, it is primarily for the sake of Israel. It is primarily it's also so in terms of being for the sake of Israel, it is to disrupt the Shiite Crescent, which has been supplying a lot, if not all, or at least I'd say probably most of those forces which have been attacking Israel, or maybe even we should say the forces defending Gaza, because it's really both, really. But yeah, it's this this union of Syria, Iran, and shoot, there's at least one or two more. But disrupting that whole thing is, hey, yeah, the fall of Assad's regime is basically a pro-Israel dream, I guess. It is a little surprising, given what would have otherwise, I thought, been the support of Russia, but I guess they're bogged down in Ukraine as well, so who can say? Surprised mid no stamp. Oh, anime, I kind of love it. Now what? Shoot. Yeah, I know, you're a freaking graboid. Get out of here. Now what? Can I... Oh, can I reach that? Yeah, I can. Just go. I'm just gonna go back. So what should the Catholic stance be on the Gaza war? Is Israeli occupation of the Golan Heights a sign of aggressive annexation? To your second question, yes. The state of Israel has been extremely aggressive for quite some time. At least since the what is it, the Likud party? The Netanyahu's current political party. Since they have been in power, Israel has been extremely expansionist and extremely aggressive. Excuse me. Particularly, oops, wrong button. Particularly with an eye towards the more permanent annexation of Gaza and the Golan Heights and called not Gaza per se, the Gazan Strip, and then also Palestine in general. So yeah, there is this accepted position that Israel is essentially in charge of Gaza and Palestine. But like you said, the annexation of the Golan Heights is another point where they're regularly just expanding. They've also taken, by their own admission, several strategic locations within Syria. Now they, of course, claim that this is to ensure peace, that they're not going to be attacked from another front. Blah 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 blah. You know the drill. But should we buy that? No. The assumption, of course, is that, or the assumption they would like to have us believe is that that they will return these parts of Syria, particularly Syria, after the new regime consolidates power, and once they can get some security assurances, blah, 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 blah. That sort of thing. That's naive. That's incredibly, almost cripplingly naive to think that Israel would return this land, because they didn't return any of the land that they got in the 1960s from the Six Day War either. They conquered a whole bunch of land and then didn't give it back, because why would they give it back? No geopolitical power is going to do anything about it. The U.S. isn't going to do anything about it. The EU isn't going to do anything about it. The NATO isn't going to do anything about it. The Russians, etc., aren't going to do anything about it. So no one's going to do anything about it. So they're just going to keep it. Of course they are. So yeah, I do think that is territorial expansionism and aggression more generally. Can I go further? No. Shoot. Huh. As far as what the Catholic position should be, we should be pro-peace. It is an unjustified war on both fronts. I like to jokingly support the re-annexation on the part of the Vatican, but I don't think that's actually practical, unfortunately. I do think it would absolutely be preferable to the situation that we're in currently. But that doesn't mean I think it's practical. That's honestly more like a meme position than it is a real geopolitical position, unfortunately. Oh, shit. I made a mistake. There we go. Got it. Tim Sim says I agree 100%, jokingly agree. It needs to be a Vatican safe zone for pilgrims, visit the holy sites. Yeah, honestly, that was... Despite that not being peaceful at all, that time period, it was still probably the most peaceful that the Holy Land has been since the time of Christ. That being the time of the Crusades. Again, not peaceful. Definitely not peaceful. But probably more peaceful than, like I said, just about any time since the time of Christ. No? I can't push this back. Okay, shoot. Can I climb up here? Yeah. Yeah, I can. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I would not say that I am, in any sense, pro-Palestine. If anything, I am pro-peace. Like I said, I don't think that the war is justified on either side. And so, the only good goal that can be pursued is a ceasefire and a peaceful resolution, which is not going to happen with the Likud party and Netanyahu. Absolutely not going to happen. In fact, I would say that Netanyahu is probably one of the greatest threats to stability and peace in the region, and I would even say a significant threat to the U.S. Just due to influence rather than due to direct danger or whatever. So Imson said, okay, I've also looked into Assad's Alawite faith, which I know basically nothing about. hybrid of Catholicism and Islam. It's Islamic, but Trinitarian, though Jesus is considered part of the Trinity. That's super weird. I mean, to be fair, Islam is already basically a Catholic heresy. It's just a pretty distant Catholic heresy. So, I mean, that's not that far off the deep end. That's bizarre, but not that far off the deep end. Revere Ali, an early supporter of Muhammad they believe was Allah all along. They actually say there is no God but Ali. Wow, that seems... Okay, I can see why other branches of Islam would absolutely despise that. Reincarnation of the mankind were once stars? Like, literally? Don't Muslims basically hold to something like sort of jinn-based animism? Is that what we're referring to here? Related to that? I don't know if that's actually doctrine or anything, or if that's just folk religion, but rebelled against God and joined with Lucifer and were sent to Earth to cleanse and redeem themselves, to re-enter the heavens, also consecrate bread and wine at Mass and believe in the true presence, so they say it's Ali. Okay, yeah, that's super weird. I have not heard, like, any of that. Interesting, though. Oh. Okay. That was a dead end. Video from Let's Talk Religion about it. Throw it in Discord. Put it in the religion channel. I'm curious enough. Check that out. Especially now with sort of a near occasion to look into it with Assad. The Jehovah's Witnesses are Mormons of Islam. They're like the Mormons of Islam, but inverted. Mormons deny the Trinity when they should affirm it as Christians, and Alawites affirm a version of the Trinity, whereas mainstream Islam denies it. That's neat. Bizarre, but very neat. Okay, so if I go back over here, I'm getting a little lost. I have a guide. Like, as you can see, I still have my old... is this Nintendo Power? Or is this Prima? Yeah, Nintendo... Yeah, Nintendo Power. My old strategy guide, which I can look into if I really get lost. I get too terribly lost. I might need to. I run probably way too... No, I need to. Oh, nope, too far. Nope, not Snow Peak. Okay. Re-Dead Knight, Claw Shot. Oh! In the north end of the room. Well, which room? I wish this file would come out better. Okay, so this is in 7. So that's... Yeah, there. In room 7, I have to Claw Shot. North end of the room. Get your Claw Shot and look up. Oh, you little sneaky bastard. I'm just gonna leave this open. Because that's... Oh my gosh, I never would have seen that. I dropped the video in the chat. Sweet. But no, it's that way. Wait. Oh no, it is this way because the map is inverted. Yeah. Okay, so I have to rotate it. I think. And then Claw Shot up. Yeah, okay, I see it. Really? Bastard. There you go. It's not the north side of the room. Aha! Hey, there we go. There we go. Excellent. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I think it's a mini boss. I think. No, it's one of the pose. Oh, it's 3 of the pose. Oh, no, it's 1. Munch. There we go. Nice. Well, okay then. So what religion, Imsimpass, what religion were Adam, Noah, Shem, Enoch, etc.? Were they proto-Jewish, proto-Christian? Yeah. I would, strictly speaking, do you mean specifically like before the covenant of Abraham? Because I would say that they were still, say they were Jewish in the sense that they were under the Adamic covenant, and then the Noahic I don't know how you'd pronounce. I don't know how you actually pronounce that, but the Noahic, the Noahite covenant, because they weren't Hebrews specifically. So Judaism doesn't quite fit. Adamites, I guess. Or maybe... You're going to have to really... Forgive the pun. Or forgive the stupid joke, but ableists? To distinguish them from children of Cain? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Judaism is the Abrahamic covenant specifically. Before Abraham, it wouldn't. I don't think it would reasonably be called Judaism. Maybe though. I don't know exactly. That's an interesting question. Because what is ultimately Christianity is a succession of covenants between God and his people, starting with Adam. God makes a covenant with Adam to restore him, restore humanity to the love of God, etc., all that kind of stuff. West path past the pillar. And then, of course, you have the covenant of Noah to never again flood the world. Oh, then I've got to go through that way. Okay. Yeah, the covenant with Noah to never again flood the world. That's its own covenantal relationship between God and man. And then eventually you have the covenant of Abraham to basically forming the Hebrew people. And then you have the covenant with Moses. And the Mosaic Covenant is, strictly speaking, the one that is in place at the time of Christ. Love the draw strike so much. Okay, so I did this in completely wrong order. Oopsie poopsie. It has to be useful for something, right? Oh yeah, okay. So my D&D setting is actually is somewhat relevant to this conversation to a pretty significant degree. So my D&D setting is called Philadeum, which means children of God. But that is just also the name of the world or the continent or whatever. And so it is a semi-authentic medieval-ish, relatively low magic kind of a setting. We'll stand in the center and see what happens. The clunk. Okay, now what? This was pointless, wasn't it? And so it being relatively authentic medieval-ish, particularly medieval in its aesthetics and its sort of level of technology and advancement. It is what? Come on. Just dump. Alright, whatever. Let's use the sword. It's also there's a sort of dispute among humans, at least, between a pagan polytheism and a more classical monotheism. So there are also other races. There are beast races in addition to humans. All are, sapient humanoids, that sort of thing. But they are all substantially different, right, in relatively important ways. So the cosmology of this, which isn't really important to the player characters, really, but the deep cosmology of this is that there was one god. Sorry, is one god, referred to as Deus, because why be creative? Because I'm using Latin basically to represent celestial, the language of God and the gods, angels and such. So there's one god, Deus, that creates the angels or the lesser gods, whatever you want to call them, doesn't matter. So that was his first act of creation, was these lesser spirits or gods. It's very Silmarillion in that aspect. In that respect, I guess I should say. I love this draw strike. It's so good. So God creates the gods. The gods aid and assist Deus in creating the world. Basically, Deus is creating the world as a sort of, with their help, to guide them along the process so that they can learn to create. Which I have argued, following Duns Scotus, that creation in that respect, in the sense of creatio ex nihilo, really, is the Imago Dei. And so they're learning to exercise the image and likeness of God that they have in creating with and alongside God. So they go to create with and alongside God. I already got that. Hold on. Stealth rats. Travel east through the locked door. Or, I guess, not east, west. Engage your senses. Send a trail that floats above the room. Follow it above the chandelier. Why would I do my senses when I can just go there? Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Anyway. Guidebooks are silly sometimes. Anyway, as I was saying. So God creates the world alongside and with the gods. The spirits, if you will. Powers. Powers, principalities, gods. Call them whatever you like. They get called all sorts of different things by different peoples. So, you can use whichever term you want. Oh, that's how I do it. Okay, I'm silly. I figured it out. Okay, so Imsempas, is it really considered magic, or would it be miracles in this world? That's a very complex question that I will get to. Because there's both. There's both. I'll come to that. Please stand by. So I got to get through the creation of the world before I can get to what the world is like, right? So God creates the world with the help and cooperation of the gods, the spirits. Some of which are fallen, some of which are unfallen. That's also important. Because, like the angels in the real world, some are fallen, some are not. So the last thing that God creates solely on his own, with no input from the other gods, the lesser gods, the spirits, is the race of elves. That being a group of non-spiritual, of corporeal beings that are created in God's image, directly by God. The elves are the first of these mortal races. And then what the gods do, the lesser gods, they all individually and together create the other humanoid races. Some of them work alone, and in one case they work together. So this is how do I fix you permanently? Do I just have to do this multiple times, or what? Yep. Oh, that's how. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Let's deal with that. All right. But anyway, so God creates the elves directly, and then he commands his spirits or angels to go and create likewise. They create the various beast races. So in my setting, there are 3 different subraces of birdmen. There are 2 subraces of catmen. Again, these are all just using D&D races, but with slight changes and adaptations. And then there are dragonborn lizard folk, and what are essentially Yuan Ti, Alafaya. They're a sort of aberrant race created by a fallen god or a fallen angel, if you will. Let's use this. Did I do it wrong? Shoot. Oh, boy. I have to do it in the right order, don't I? Somehow. Wait, no. Maybe my sense will work. Oh, it's that one and that one. Oh, that was easy. Okay, yeah, I was right. So the Alafaya are basically the fully corrupted, not just fallen, but corrupt, twisted by nature race. Not necessarily irredeemable, but corrupt and twisted by nature. Then, so each of the gods, not each of the gods, but some of the gods each created one race by themselves. A god creates one race of persons. The outlier, the unique, different case, is humans. Humans were created by two of the gods, essentially in marriage. And so by working together, they were able to imitate, they were able to instantiate, I guess you should say, more of the mind of Deus. Got him. Instantiate more of the mind of Deus, and then also, in a sort of more subtle way, more closely imitate the divine community of Deus as Trinitarian, right? Because I'm essentially going with following relatively close to reality here. Excuse me. And so humans are closer to the image and likeness of God, but they're not perfect. They're still fallen, in that not due to original sin per se, but due to an imperfection of their nature. Where do I have to go back to? Yeah, that should work, right? I can just go there, and yeah. Yeah, okay. So, with all of this, we have our humans that are closest to the image and likeness of God, but are not perfect instantiations of it. We have elves that are effectively unfallen, immortal humanoids. You have the beast races, who each embody certain virtues and vices, or certain types of virtues and vices. There we go. And then you also have the completely corrupted, or evil race. So with all of these together, what we have is a sort of plenary filling of the order of creation. We have all the way up from the beasts to lower races to the middle, moderate, fallen but still humans, to the unfallen, sub-angelic, to the angelic, and then also spirits and whatnot, angels that are essentially fallen but not entirely corrupt, not entirely evil. Those are things like fey spirits and whatnot. Can I not just go? 1, 2, 3. Oh. What did I miss? What? How did I miss one? I miss one. Okay. Anyway, I'll go back to it. So this is basically the way the world works, metaphysically, theologically, what have you. And so what this gets us essentially is this plenum of beings, which is very, very medieval in its outlook. Okay, so this also means in terms of magic, right? So magic is a thing in the world. Right? Magic is a thing that just sort of works in the world. It is not necessarily miraculous. There is a distinction between divine and arcane magic, which doesn't exactly exist in current editions of D&D, but it goes back a ways. But essentially what you have is, you have cleric spells, you have wizard and sorcerer spells, you have druid spells, whatever, that kind of thing. But because you have these different sorts of magic, the assumption of at least the monotheists, and most of the polytheists, is that divine magic is higher. Because excuse me, presumably it is a gift. It's a gift from God. For the polytheists, it's a gift from the gods, which is true, right? It is a gift, or is a loan, or I suppose from the gods or from God. But strictly speaking, it is from the gods. It is from the spirits, from the angels. It is not from, not directly from Deus. What people get directly from Deus is, first of all, they're just sort of capacity for creation. But then beyond that is arcane magic, wizard spells, etc. Because that is a closer imitation of people's capacity to create. And so that people's ability to grasp arcane magic is closer to the Imago Dei, and so it is of a higher sort than divine magic, which is sort of the gods, the small g gods, sort of helping out, sort of bridge the gap, I suppose, between them and their creatures. The elves are going to have to help clarify this to humanity at some point. Then again, elves are far distant and away in the world, and so are I don't know, what would you say? They're almost mythological. People think of them as mythological. So does that make sense as far as magic goes? Wait, what the heck? You serious? Oh. What did I miss? Oh. Wow, okay. Oh, alright. Good to know. So, the humans of this world are very human, very down to earth. The beast races are very alien, very different from humanity. They're in the sort of far corners of the world that are far away from people. A lot of people will never see them. This isn't the sort of Forgotten Realms cosmopolitan world where there are cities with a bajillion different multicolored races and things like that. Wrong kind of setting. This is not that sort of thing. And so it is much more. I mean, it's high fantasy in that it's high heroic fantasy, but it's low magic in that it is humanocentric in both the racial sense and in the grounded personal sense. I'm really proud of the setting. I really like it. I like what I've done with it. I like what I am doing with it campaign wise. So I will say, I'm working on a setting guide. I have a good early draft of it that I will probably at some point be selling on like DM's Guild or something. Probably for not terribly much, honestly, but because technically it is also system agnostic too. It's not exclusive to D&D. You bastard. Well, I need the thingy to get to that. The spinner. Can I get through? Nope. Boss? Maybe? I'll say I still have the guide open, but I'm not using it at the moment. What in the world? Oh, balls. Oh, what? I forgot you could go down further. But I need a key. Darn, okay. I need to go up. Imsim, did that answer your question okay? As far as whether it's magic or not. That again, all of this isn't to say that there aren't miracles. It's just that magic is relatively well understood. And that something that has no either material or magical explanation would be a miracle. Presumably, it would be the direct causal influence of Deus or even of the gods. Depending on who you ask. I'll say that the pagans would consider the direct causal influence of the gods to be miraculous, whereas the monotheists, which is the part of the setting where most of the where the campaign starts, let's say. Oh darn. The monotheists would say that only the direct action of God, of Deus, would qualify as a miracle. The direct action of the gods is just a creature acting, just like a human might. Just like we would say, if we're being very careful in our theology, if we're being very careful, we would say that angelic action is not technically miraculous either. Because the gods, quote, are realistically just angels. Some of them are fallen, some of them are... There we go. I was wondering if I needed the iron boots for this part. There we go. So, Imsimp, what do you think? All of that makes some sense. You like it? Want to play some D&D? Does that answer your magic miracle question? There we go, made it. I hate these stupid bugs. This is where we get that Mummy 1999 vibes, isn't it? More than anything else. Okay. Oh, hey. There you are. You free at last. Gracious. You're that nice. But yes, I know. Come on. Let's go, Riku. Thanks. Neat. Let's go. Oh, the bugs are coming for me. I don't love that. Not a fan. Oh. Oh. Anything of interest over here? I don't think so. I'll go the other way. Okay. There. Blow him up. No. No, I can't do that. I need the spinner for this. It's not called the spinner, is it? It's called something much cooler than that. I don't remember, but... Yay! We did it! Alright, sweet. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna die. Uh-oh. This is very bad. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Am I? Am I gonna make it? No, didn't make it. Okay, that was worth a shot. I should have taken out the bugs first. Oops. Ah, entrance to the room. Here they come, the bugs. I'll just wait them out. Come on, everybody climb on. I don't think they start biting. More? Jesus. Okay. Anyway, while I'm being relatively patient, so I'll go back to the other thing I was talking about, which was the this New York Times article. Right. So this New York Times guy, an alleged journalist from the New York Times, that didn't work at all. This alleged journalist from the New York Times decides that he is going to. So apparently, from his byline, right? He has been studying the right-wing media ecosystem for about 4 years. What that tells me is he started this process. He started studying this right-wing media ecosystem around January 6th, 2021, right? Which was not quite 4 years ago. but it was almost 4 years ago, right? So that is my guess as to what he was actually talking about here, and when and why he started studying the right-wing media ecosystem, right? It probably had something to do with J6. And so I'll say a couple of things about this. First of all, if you started studying the right-wing media ecosystem, or right-wing media, alt media, whatever, in 2021, you missed so much critically important history to the point where you have no idea at all what you're talking about. Not even slightly. Realistically, to have any idea of the sort of tone and tenor of right-wing media, you need to have been paying attention to it since 2014 or 15, since before Trump, essentially. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Did it anyway. This is very cool. I know I have to use the dog for this, but... Ah, cool. Freaky as heck, I love it. Oh, I have to Ganondorf it. Okay, got it. I have to tennis. Okay. Maybe I have to do it better. Not suck. So anyway, this guy who is like this alleged expert clearly has no clue what he's talking about, because he just started looking into this sort of right-wing media. No, I don't have to do that, apparently. I have to shoot him. Wow, that worked. I feel like that shouldn't have worked. Okay, wolf time. So that's a significant part of the problem, right? Is that he clearly has no idea what he's talking about. But that can be useful sometimes, right? To have a sort of outsider perspective. Whatever, fine, I guess. It's not ideal, but maybe it works. Maybe it's even necessary. Point though is that this guy is not an expert like he claims to be. There we go. So how he does this, right? How he goes about studying the current right-wing media ecosystem is that he stops reading and listening to legacy media. He said he deleted all of his news apps and unsubscribed from all of his podcasts, blah 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 blah. And instead opened Rumble, the right-wing version of YouTube. His words. I mean, I'm kind of right-wing and I'm on YouTube, but okay. A major point that Dave Smith made a point about this, which is what drew my attention to this article. It was on Part of the Problem. Linked also in the description. Dave Smith pointed out that this shouldn't be how do I put this? Rumble is only the right-wing version of YouTube because countless right-wingers got kicked off of YouTube before this guy started studying the, quote, right-wing media ecosystem. Going back as far as 2014, 2015, 16, mostly 2017. The spinner! Sweet. But yeah, so this was a... Jeez, I need to get better at that. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. I love it. So the only reason, like I said, the only reason Rumble emerged as a kind of right-wing YouTube was because basically everybody on the right was getting kicked off of all sorts of social media platforms, YouTube included, not least of all. So because of this, what we see is what we saw in 2020, more so than 2021. It culminated in 2021. But in 2020, we saw this... oh, shoot. Terrible mistake. I goofed it. Goofed it bad. I'm dead. Oopsies. We saw, especially in 2020, was an attempt by tons of people on the right to find an alternative platform. Right? This eventually culminated in Rumble being, and then eventually Twitter once Elon bought it. But before that, it was, if you remember BitChute, which I'm still on BitChute technically, I just never upload to it. But a lot of these other platforms came up and were sort of attempted, right? All of them failed for different reasons. A lot of the time, they were just directly destroyed by the existing media apparatus, including when, I forget which one it was, but one of them, I forget which one. I'll have to look into this. One of them basically got kicked off of all of its servers, and it was otherwise a good source. It was a good media bit. It was a good thingy. Yeah, I forget which one it was, but like I said, one of them. Yeah, that was one of the Rumble was ultimately the sort of culmination of this process of right-wingers being kicked off of everything. But because they were kicked off of everything, they had to find something, and eventually they found Rumble, among other things. Okay, made it. Oh, that was close. Jeez. Hold on, I can do this. There we go. Got it. Okay. Jump off now. Too soon. There we go. Cha-chunk. No, that didn't work. Try this again. Oh, shoot. Forgot I couldn't do it from midair. Anyway, so this guy, his methodology is, like I said, to basically to watch Rumble. Or, I don't know, a little bit. What is essentially, he goes to watch Rumble for He says he goes over the course of several weeks. He watches Rumble exclusively for his news for 48 hours. Okay, so he watches 48 hours of Rumble over the course of a few weeks. Now that sounds kind of like a lot if you don't think about it, but as soon as you think about it, you realize that that's not all that much in terms of media consumption, right? I will listen to probably that's my average. That's probably my average podcast intake monthly. It might even be less. Just political podcasts too, like setting aside any kind of like cultural stuff or media stuff, or religious or whatever. My ordinary podcast intake is probably at least 48 hours a week, just political stuff. So to say that, oh, he did this, or not per week, per month. To say that, oh, well, he dove into the right-wing media ecosystem by watching and listening to 48 hours of Rumble videos in a month. Like, come on, man. You gotta crank those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be difficult. Oh, wasn't difficult. Heart is good. I'm just gonna put this here. Oh no, I have to let the cat out. Hold on. Please stand by. Please stand by. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. She's free. She's no longer locked in here with me. Anyway, as I was saying, so this guy decides to watch Rumble for 48 hours in a month, which, like I said, is like, think about the amount that. Well, I'll think about for you the amount I watch YouTube, the amount of YouTube I watch in a month. Like even setting aside podcasts, I watch way more than 48 hours of YouTube in a month. Like, in addition to podcasts. Like, sure, yeah, I listen to podcasts too. But beyond that, the amount of just strictly YouTube videos, per se, that I watch in a month, damn, that hurt, is way more than 48 hours. Way more, especially given that I watch it 1.5 times or double speed. So yeah, no, I watch a lot more than that. Because I'm relatively normal as far as terminally online people go. There we go. But yeah, this guy goes 48 hours of Rumble videos. Okay, cool. Goes so far so good. It's not a lot, but it'll work. It's something. All right. Oh yeah, the gear-shaped hole. That's right. Need to find that. Oh, it's not here. This is not it. Now, let me make sure I didn't miss any chests or anything, too, while I'm at it. No? Looks like we're clear. Oh, God. What have I done? Alright, well, let's go into the hole. Oops. My bad. Anyway, so the guy, the results, what does he find? Well, he finds that he gets upset. Basically, he finds that, oh no, so many of these media outlets are you know, just outrage baiting and are just are provoking fear and all kinds of things like that, right? Okay, fine, maybe. You get the impression that, in his words, something like that we are going from our country has been going from crisis to crisis, and that we are on the verge of World War III. And let's be fair, we are. Spin, 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 spin. We're a little bit on the verge of World War III. There's a really distinct possibility that we're about to start World War III, or I guess I should say, more specifically, the Biden administration is going to start World War III before Trump can get in. Right. So, oh shit. There. Let's do it this way. Anyway. Do I have more bottles? No, my bottles are full. No? I thought there was a ferry up here. Oh well. Anyway, so basically he winds up complaining about a bunch of stuff that is all essentially like his impressions or how he experienced it. Because the obvious response to this, which Dave Smith got, he got this very well. He made this response great. And the obvious response is, well, wait, why are you complaining about what is essentially media sensationalizing stuff? I mean, why are you complaining about media sensationalism? Isn't that what you're paid to do as a journalist? Because yes, like, yeah, absolutely. That is a real concern. The problem is that misses the point. Oh man, by the way, I love the aesthetics of this creature that with like all of the spears and swords stuck in its skull. But this is truly bittersweet reunion, truly. Sorry, I didn't realize I had to do that. For I fear this is the last time I will see you alive. Ooh, we get to see his hands. We hadn't before. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. It's a very different teleport effect than Midna's. I have to wonder why. Why they didn't have him sort of dematerialize and, you know. Stout. The fur under his collar and neck is very, very cool. The beard, essentially. Sweet. Nice. My major point, though, is, of course, that this is not, like... This should not be all that surprising. Right? That this sort of analysis is generally academically respectable. It's what's referred to as an autoethnography. And I've had to do these, right? I've even had to make my students do these, which is, I think, very silly, but whatever. Oh, God. Why am I getting more damage from the little spinner bumps than from Stalord? This is ridiculous. Jesus. There we go. Got him. Was that it? Did I get it? Do I have to do more? I forget. I think there's a second phase where he starts flying, right? Or at least where his skull starts flying. All right, here we go. This is a very cool second stage boss fight. Oh, shoot. All right. So anyway, so this is what's called an autoethnography. So an autoethnography is an academically respectable way of doing research in the social sciences. I say respectable with scare quotes, because it's only respectable in the sense that it's accepted within certain social science fields. Not that it's actually worth anything, right? It doesn't do much. The project of an autoethnography is essentially to go do something, to go immerse yourself into a kind of experience. Right? Whether that's a culture, whether that's an event, whether that's something, whatever. And it's typically meant to be something that you're generally unfamiliar with. Right? So if you do this, the project is then to write about your experiences of the matter. Which is very different from writing about the actual subject itself. So you write about how you encountered this situation or this culture or this practice or whatever, right? And this is rather than it being a research project about something. it's essentially a research project about your experiences of something. So it's about yourself, hence autoethnography. There we go. And so it is a kind of, like I said, autobiography. You're writing about yourself and your experience of something, rather than the something itself. So this is done primarily because of, or sort of in order to validate or to follow up on what's called standpoint epistemology. So standpoint epistemology is a sort of postmodern epistemological view, which is incoherent, first of all, as if I need to say that. But the standpoint epistemology is essentially that the only way... All right, hold on. All right, Link, let's go. We're close to the Mirror of Twilight. I'm going to run around a little bit before I do that while I finish talking about this. Okay, so standpoint epistemology is essentially that your epistemological status is determined entirely by your particular standpoint, your perspective on the matter. And that because we all have different perspectives, what that means is we have different epistemological standards. This is what you get. This is essentially what's behind all of this. If I say something, as a man, or as a woman, or as a white man, or as a person of color, as a minoritized person, as a member of a marginalized community, all that stuff, which is very, very common in the sort of woke left. That is all as a result of standpoint epistemology, because the assumption is that we have perspectives that are so unique that they cannot be even perceived by people from another standpoint, right? And this is an epistemological view, so it's a view about what we can know. This is about knowledge. So we have different knowledges, which is where you get this weird pluralization of logics, knowledges, stuff like that. It is a species of what I believe it was Ludwig von Mises called polylogism. And polylogism was itself a critique of Marxism, which held to a kind of standpoint epistemology, but with respect to class identity. Right. So there was a proletariat logic and a bourgeois logic, and if you were following bourgeois logic, then you come to bourgeois conclusions. If you come to proletariat logic, then you come to Marxist conclusions. If you follow proletariat logic, you come to Marxist conclusions. And this sort of morphed and developed into standpoint epistemology, but it all comes down to a kind of polylogism. That is, that there are different logical structures that are fundamentally incommensurate with each other. And that the only way, therefore, that we can share knowledge is by self-expression. I can express myself, my standpoint. And so the way I have to learn about something is to engross myself in it and then share what my experience of it is, rather than trying to analyze the thing in any way objectively. This has terribly, terribly infected the social sciences, to the point where, and I will add journalism, I suppose, because, well, we see this right here. I was just talking about it in this New York Times article, the paper of record. Whatever. Let's pretend it's still the paper of record. The paper of record has essentially bowed to a kind of standpoint epistemology, and by doing this sort of autoethnographic journalism method, which is, of course, ridiculous. It doesn't actually tell us anything about anything, and excuse me. And our author here is not the one who would be anything like an expert to actually tell us anything about right-wing media, or new media, or whatever, internet media, whatever you want to call it. No, they should go to an expert, somebody who can actually identify what's going on in the field and compare it to legacy media and all that, the corporate media, whatever you want to call it. There's tons of terms for these sorts of things. But yeah, the thing preventing that is that they don't think that there is a kind of um, a shared reality between the legacy media and the new media, between the left and the right, or between the educated and the benighted masses that go to Rumble for news. Again, I think it's because of this conceit of polylogism, this idea that there are these separate logics, which is sort of foundational to, again, what's called standpoint epistemology. Now, this is the other thing I should mention. I don't know if any of these people would be familiar with standpoint epistemology by those terms, and very likely would not be familiar with polylogism, because that was coined by Ludwig von Mises, who, don't you know, was some kind of Nazi or something, even though he was Jewish and was directly persecuted by the Nazis in Austria. But whatever, set that aside. That's why he fled to the U.S. In any case, though, right? They are, however, familiar with autoethnography, and I know this because I in this piece you can trace exactly the methodology. It's right there on the surface if you're familiar with it. And I was, again, familiarized with it. I was forced to be familiar with it in order to teach it, which I tried to rework it so that it made sense, but difficult. Yeah, it's a very, very common and unfortunately common research method in the social sciences and journalism and in a bunch of fields. But it is considered academically respectable, but realistically it should not be. Okay, do I want to save? Well, it's prompting me, so yeah, let's do it. Okay. We are outside the Arbiter's grounds. By the way, how'd you like that thumbnail? That good for anybody? Anybody spot the little Easter egg? Okay. I don't know if I'd call it an Easter egg. The joke. The pun. The mirror chamber. Yeah, if you recall, this whole thing is oh great. This whole thing is for the purpose of excuse me. This whole thing is for this whole thing is for the, like I said, for the purpose of exiling very nasty, very dangerous prisoners to the Shadow Realm, so to speak. Got him. So it having a particularly dark aesthetic, tone, all of that makes perfect sense. Oh, that's cool. It's a snake coiling up her. That's awesome. Spin, spin, spin. Hey, don't say it was that fast. That was like almost 2 hours. Yeah. Is that really short? Did I do that quickly? I didn't think it was that fast. So, Crumbling Sanity, you're gonna have to explain to me what you mean by that. But she, I forget. I apologize. Says, to be fair, you could market the Shadow Realm in this game as a great dating website to mingle and such. Are you referring to Thirst Trap Midna, or? Uh-oh. Act 2. Well, I mean, we're already in Act 2, but this is now the goal of Act 2. A dark entity lurks in the twilight. It houses an evil power. You who are guided by fate, you who possess the crest of the goddess, hear us. Somebody says I was talking about um, since this place harbored a lot of prisoners and such, be a great way for everyone to find a soulmate. Oh, this is we're playing Link, not Luigi. Wrong green guy. Oh, you don't know what Thirst Trap Midna is? Oh, the fact that Midna is real purdy and awakened the loins of many a 13-year-old or 11-year-old or 10-year-old or whatever, however old you were at the time. At the command of the goddesses, we sages have guarded the Mirror of Twilight since ancient times. You seek it, but the Mirror of Twilight has been fragmented by mighty magic. That magic is a dark power that only he possesses. I wish my keyboard wasn't sentient so I could send coherent sentences. I feel that sometimes. Especially when I'm typing, especially when I'm swipe typing on my phone. Yeah, I have no clue what it's trying to say. So, I forget what it was, but at one point my swipe to type accidentally sent when I went to say we're something, and we're on the way. I forget what it was. Maybe it was like we're leaving and on the way or something like that. But it for some reason corrected to drunk. So I almost sent to my mom, we're drunk on the way, as we were like driving over for Thanksgiving or something. Oh gosh, yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, love it when that happens. His name is Ganondorf. He was the leader of a band of thieves who invaded Hyrule in the hopes of establishing dominion over the sacred realm. He was known as a demon thief, an evil magic wielder renowned for his ruthlessness. This text goes too fast, I apologize. But he was blind. In all of his fury and might, he was blind to any danger, and thus was he exposed, subdued, and something. This is meant to be basically what happens immediately after Ocarina of Time. Yet. By some divine prank, he too had been blessed with the chosen power of the gods. I think he wound up keeping the sword, if I remember right. Oh yeah, this is absolutely not an Ocarina of Time clone. It's an Ocarina of Time sequel. Of course, it's going to be similar in some sense, but it's a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. It's much later, but was that Saria? His abiding hatred and lust for power turned to purest malice. Which sage is that symbol? It's the Walmart logo, basically. Let me catch up with what you were saying. So, no, I'm looking at my phone, my chat through my second monitor over here, not my phone. Just to clarify that. I just happen to have my phone on my desk, so I was using it as a sort of example. Chronic Sanity says, I wish someone could explain that to them, but nobody wants to listen. I guess they figure this is what Ocarina of Time should have been, without the limitations of hardware from the past. You can get this kind of quality, etc. Yeah, no. Ocarina of Time was its own game, and it was a very, very, very good game. Not even good game for its time. It is a game that I still, to this day, enjoy playing in basically its original form. You know this, because I did so, like, a few months ago. No, it's fantastic. Fantastic game. Limitations of its time, my ass. No. Sure, this game is bigger. It's honestly, I think, if I were to criticize Twilight Princess, I would say that it might be, I think they tried a little too hard with the realism, the photorealism, the graphical style, and it's too long. This game is, it doesn't know when to stop. Like, it has too many major parts, right? We have the first big thing of finding the few shadows, then we have the next big thing of finding the mirror, and then we have the next big thing of spoilers. So it's like this big whole extensive thing that is not. It doesn't feel condensed enough. It feels like there's way too much going on for one game to keep track of. But for that to be the criticism, I mean, that's a very minor criticism, honestly. It's a minor criticism. It's a good criticism to have, honestly. But there's too much game in this game. Better than the opposite. Oh yeah, true. All the ROM hacks. I've wanted to play some of the ROM hacks of Ocarina. There are some good ones from what I've seen. I really like to get into some of those. Probably not on live stream. I don't know how Nintendo would like that sort of thing. But beyond that, I don't know. We'll see. I might pick them up, find them, do them off stream at some point. It could be fun. Game overall is going to take an average of 37.5 hours, and longer if you're just starting out, 55.5 if you're going for the 100%. I'm not going for the 100%, just to clarify. I'm not going for 100%. I'm going for stuff that I want to do. They have a new ROM hack out right now called The Sands of Time. It's been on people's radar. Oh, I've heard about that. Mind showing ROM hacks on stream? See it all the time? Okay. I don't know. I know Nintendo is litigious as hell, so a little bit apprehensive about that sort of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Could be fine. Perhaps that evil power has been passed on to Zant. You're just now figuring out where Zant got his power? It's far too late. Only the true leader of the Twilight can utterly destroy the Mirror of Twilight. So Zant could merely break it into pieces. Once broken by magic, the Mirror of Twilight became fragments, which even now lie hidden across the land of Hyrule. One is in the snowy mountain heights. One is in an ancient grove. And one is in the heavens. You who have been sent by the goddesses, you should be able to gather the 3 pieces. But you must be prepared, for dangerous power resides in those fragments. Okay. I could do the trial. Cave of Trials. It wants me to go straight to Snow Peak Ruins. Doesn't it? Or maybe not. No, it does. It does want me to go straight there. Okay. The guide says. Yeah, I could go straight there, to be honest. But, yeah, I think I'll do the, so I'm playing on the Wii U version. The problem is, even though I do have somewhere the Wolf Link amiibo, I don't have any way to scan it in. Because I'm, again, playing an emulator. So... What? So I can't really do that part of it. Come on, man. Yeah, right, you forgot about the... Yeah, amiibos were supposed to take off, but they never really did. Yeah, amiibos never took off like they were really obviously supposed to. Kind of a shame. I think they are pretty cool. Alright, let's do this. Why not? Your power is a gift given only to those with confidence to wield it. I should have filled up with bombs. I should have also spent all my rupees. Oh well. I mean, yeah, they were very cool collectibles. They were very cool collectibles, but really only as collectibles. They were not... They didn't really take off in terms of, like, the gameplay elements that they were supposed to bring, you know? No diggables. Oh yeah, they do. They go for high prices if you're selling them. Yeah, very true. Wait. Wait, what's not helpful except for Breath of the Wild? Because I have not. I also have not played Breath of the Wild yet. Primarily just because I've yet to get a Switch. I'm about to, and by that I mean we got one for the kids for Christmas. But oh feckers. All right, it's fine. I'll just use my sword. I don't want to waste resources on Skulltulas. Come here. Come here. Die. Really? Yeah, wow. I don't know if I will... So I don't know if I'll play it on stream. The issue with it is I don't have a capture card or anything for the Switch. And so even if I did, it would be a pain to have that running and having it on the screen and also linking that to my computer and having my computer running OBS. And it would kind of be a pain to... Whoa, Jesus. I'm full on rupees. Shoot. Terrible mistake. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does sound like a resource problem. I mean, my computer could probably handle it just fine. It's just it's just a sort of a matter of connectivity and that sort of an issue, you know, connecting things to other things. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep. No, I'm gonna put that there, and that there. There we go. Oh. That does kill them. Awesome. If I can kill them without draining resources, I will. Which is also how you should play D&D, by the way. Wait, which medallion? What do you mean? I'm trying to think of what I was talking about. I'm not even actually sure. Oh, ZR. I'm not actually sure what I was talking about either. Which medallion that was missing now? Oh, you mean, on the sages. The sages. Right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. It was definitely one of them. I know it was one of the 7 sages from Ocarina. Is it 7 or 6? There you go. Oops. Don't fall. Did you figure out which one it was? Because I'm actually really curious. There we go. There we go. Got him. Poor little geckers. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. You might just be able to look at what the 6 sigils were, because it was the one with the I mean, you could also rewind to it. That's also an option, but it's with the 6 lines in a sort of hexagonal format. It's the Walmart logo. That's how I was remembering it. Yeah, these feckers. Okay. Can I reach them? No. Okay. Cool. Oh. So you checked and you didn't see one with it. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if they did that on purpose. So as not to confirm that Ganondorf murdered one of the sages that we all love so much. Ow! There we go. Jesus. Okay, okay, so Imp Pass, is it better to have true power, but nobody's aware, or have everyone believe you have true power, but really you have none? It depends on what you mean by power. If by power you mean just simply what, potestas, what the scholastics meant by power. In that case, then, absolutely it would be better to have power than for everyone to think so. Because that just means the capacity to get things done. The alternative is strictly speaking what you would call power, in the political sense. You have no power really to actually get anything done, but people think that you do, and so they will listen to you. They will obey, out of reverence or out of fear. It doesn't matter. And so the latter, if taken alone, is almost necessarily unethical. So the former, assuming that by power here we just mean the capacity to get stuff done. Make sense? What's this? Oh hey, Great Fairy. Naked Fairy. Partially naked fairy. Always. Why do they... Okay. It's tradition at this point, I suppose. Welcome, hero, to the Cave of Ordeals. I am the Great Fairy. I reign over all fairies in this realm as their queen. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Ordon Spring. From this point on, you will have the need of the ancient power that allows one to walk along a cliff without a single foothold. I have that. If you want to give up the fight for now, go re-equip yourself, you can return to the surface. You need merely speak to me. Nah. I'm going. What's this? Yeah, they don't look as good as the previous games. You are right. There's something about her face that's bizarre. It's a bit off, you know? Let's put this there. Oops. There. Let's do that. Oh my god! That was horrible. That was a trap. I should have just... I really could have probably just used the spinner, huh? I probably could have used the spinner. And just killed all of those rats all at once. It was dumb of me. See what this does. Nothing. Okay. Bloomp. That did not help me. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, those were rats. It was that simple. It was rats. Like CR0 enemies, so to speak. That did more hearts of damage to me than I think anything else. Oh shoot, what are these things? Do I have to shoot these out of here? Yeah, that's those. Okay, I can't really get them from there. That's fine. The little cricket things. There we go. Oh, there's one more. Wolf time. Oh, the little chunky, the little pig creatures, like bokoblins or something. I don't think there are tiny little bokoblins in this game. Like in the little dink dinks from Wind Waker. That's what it made me think of. It made me think of the little dink dinks. Let's see. That didn't work well. Oh, it was the water medallion. Oh. So it was Ruda, Link's fiance. Really? Shoot. Link's fiance, in a sense. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I guess they turned into the ghosty spirit guys. That's my guess. Or the better guess, what I've always kind of interpreted it as, is that we were kind of seeing an abstraction, right? Rather than literally exactly what happened as it would have appeared. That it was, in fact, the Seven Sages that were gathered around Ganondorf. And that they didn't actually look like that, but that they didn't actually look like that, but that is how we are sort of how we perceive them. Oh, that was great. But yeah, like I said, I took it to be more metaphorical. That is us seeing a memory of it, and that now they're those ghosty things because they're ghosts, right? They're not around. They're not physically alive anymore. So the only one who could be would be Saria. Darn. All right, let's. One at a time, I guess. Fine, whatever. Oh, and there's rats down there too. Great. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is a kind of, it's kind of a, not boss rush exactly. But it's a, it's an extra challenge thing, I guess. It's also a special kind of challenge. It's not the same sort of challenge that you get throughout most of the rest of the game. It is a resource management challenge, right? Because there isn't... throughout here, there aren't really places to restock your supplies. You have to do it all in one go. You don't get more hearts, except for really rare exceptions. You don't get more arrows. You don't get more bombs. You don't get more bullets. That's it. So it is a unique kind of challenge. What is that? That is a dog thing. Okay. I'm gonna blow it up. Oh, great. Yay! Okay. They're skeleton wolves. Got it. I should do fine. It is more than the illusion of a challenge, like you say. Oh, these bastards. It is more, like I said, it's more than the illusion of a challenge. It's a real challenge. It's just a challenge of resource management rather than of actual combat. Which I'll say is essentially the same kind of way to challenge player characters in Dungeons and Dragons, especially in 5th edition. A party of player characters can punch above their challenge rating weight pretty well. Not perfectly, but quite well. What is that? Ooh, the gold chew jelly. I missed it. Oh, God. Hello. Oh, unless you're all fighters. That is true. That is not a game of resource management. That is a game of beating the shit out of you guys. There we go. Are there more? Yeah, no, that's it. Right, so for D&D, player characters can beat things that are a lot harder than what they're supposed to be able to on paper. Just because it doesn't account for, creative thinking and stuff like that. Like actual tactics. And so when you put up Angry Zelda, when you put up a bunch of a party of player characters against a challenge, they can probably beat it. The trouble comes when they have to beat challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge without enough resting. So short rests restore some things, long rests, which is overnight, restore other things. So if you have a bunch of different challenges, a bunch of fights they have to do, a bunch of things they have to do in the same adventuring day, in other words, between long rests, you can wear down their resources. They run out of spells. They run out of uses of their abilities. They run out of hit points. They run out of hit dice to restore their hit points. It's gradually wearing them down that is really the essence of challenging 5th edition player characters, or parties, really. I do this as a most of the time DM. I can't say forever DM, because I do occasionally play as a character, as a player character, but usually I'm the DM, and so I have to think of these things in these terms when I'm playing D&D. Which, when I'm playing as a player character, it does get me to think in those terms as well, in terms of resource conservation. Like, oh, hey, how many fights are we gonna have today? I need to conserve my spell slots, or I need to conserve my daily uses of whatever, or I need to conserve my hit points. I need to stay away from things, and that sort of thing. So I play more like a survivalist because I DM so much. Even when I'm playing characters who wouldn't necessarily be survivalist types. Praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Farron Spring. From this point, you will need the power that allows one to break through massive frozen blocks of ice. I don't have that. Goodbye. It's a good point you made too here, because it'd be quick where you do run out of resources, mostly when you don't get the upgrades, and such. Here, and if you leave, you have to restart over again, which I need to restart over again because I didn't get all of the equipment I need. I don't have the ball and chain yet. Yeah, return to the surface. You have to face the ordeals from the beginning. Yes, let's do it again later. All right, cool. Okay. I don't need more fairies at the moment. I need hit points. Which means I need a fairy to fly around me a little bit. Okay, now what? Go back to Ordon. Just cause. See what's up there. Probably go to Castletown for now. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to donate some rupees to Malamart. In Kakariko Village. Oh, that's one thing I like about this version of the game is that they let you know how many Poes are left in the area. The UI tells you a lot in this version. I actually really like it. I like most of the changes that they made. Like putting Link back to being lefty. It would have been so very easy for them to just keep the Wii version where Link was right-handed and everything was inverted, everything was flipped. But no, they did it. They stuck it out. 500 rupees short? Well, guess what? Here's 500 rupees. Glorious day! We've collected enough funds to finance repairs to the bridge connecting East Castletown to Hyrule Field, brother. Yeah, I hope this... Yeah, I mean, presumably they're going to port it over to the Switch too, because they didn't to the Switch at all, like, which I think is very silly. They absolutely should have, just because this was such a good game. Such a good game. And it got a Wii U port, but no Switch port. Like, what? I mean, I liked that it got a Wii U port. It was about time. It was a release title for the Wii, so it had been a long while, but still, the Wii U had such a low player count. Like, and the Switch, everyone has a Switch, apparently. I don't. I mean, I'm getting one. Like I said, I'm getting one, but I didn't, so. But, like, everybody has a Switch. So this game is, like, especially because on the Switch, you can play through basically the entire Zelda series. Are there any other Zelda games that are not on the Switch? Zelda, Zelda 2, Link's Awakening. Are the Oracle games? The Oracle games might not be. Minish Cap, I don't think is. Minish Cap should be. That's another one that's really good. Minish Cap is really good. It's probably my favorite mobile Zelda game. Probably. Oracle games are, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did see something about them. Okay. But yeah, I'm wondering if Minish Cap is, because that should be. Minish Cap was delightful. It was just so cozy. I love it. Those corrupt price gouging shops in Castletown are officially on notice. Soon they will rue. We hope you'll continue our financial support of our efforts to sell products in the town at discounted prices, brother. Okay, cool. There's been a lot of talk about Minish Cap, but you never see it being played on stream. Maybe I should. I don't know. Probably not. It's kind of grindy. I understand why not to play it on stream. It's a little grindy. It involves a lot of finding stuff and that kind of thing. Collectibles, that kind of thing. But I really loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was, like I said, it was probably my favorite mobile Zelda game. I don't know if I would say my favorite 2D Zelda game, because Link to the Past is probably better. Maybe Link's Awakening 2. Link to the Past is better. Link's Awakening, maybe. Maybe. I mean, getting someone to watch, it's getting late. Just, Lord, I need to call it soon. Sanity says, I mean, getting someone to play the 2D games is kind of difficult unless you have nostalgia for it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even the newer ones, like, I know there was the remake of Link to the Past for the Switch, the sort of 3D toy-looking one, and I don't know if that would even have the kind of appeal that you'd need for a stream. Same, of course. Same goes for. Oh, I forgot about something. Same, I think it goes for what's the new one? I forget what it's called. The new one. You know the one. Echoes of Wisdom. That's it. Come here. Yay! I forgot about that one. Yeah, Echoes of Wisdom, and yeah, like you said, it's the same style. I don't know if it'll have the same streamer appeal. It'll probably have the same like gameplay appeal. Okay, so what game should I tackle next? That is an open question, and I want to talk to you guys about it because I've been thinking about a few different options. My two major options. I have three options, two of which I'm really leaning towards, one of which I'm leaning a little bit away from. The one I'm leaning away from is the Fable trilogy. Fable 1, 2, and 3, which I've never played. I've never played any of the Fable games at all. But I love RPGs. I love the idea of player choice, and that was one of the early games that made a big deal about player choice. So I'm thinking about playing Fable. I have them on emulators. I have emulated versions of them. No, I don't. What am I talking about? I have the like GOG versions. I have PC. I have them on PC. Let me put it that way. I think I got it from GOG or something. Either way, I have them. So I could play them. And I'm thinking about it. That could be good. But I'm leaning away from those and towards one of the other two options. My other two options are, one, the option that I'd morbidly like to try, is Veilguard, Dragon Age Veilguard. Because I've done the entire Dragon Age series on stream already. And so, what's to do but the next one, right? Dragon Age Veilguard. It's out. I have it. I didn't buy it. Wink. I'm not buying it. I don't recommend you do either. But I have it. So I could play it. Now, I might need a bit of incentivization there. If you do want to see me play Dragon Age Veilguard, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy, right over there. Right there. Yeah, that would really help encourage me to play that disaster of a game. Let's say, I don't know, if by the time I'm done with this game, I get $200 of donations earmarked for playing Veilguard, I'll play it. If I get $500 of donations between now and the end of this game, I will 100% it. If you want to see me do that. And I'll say, I am at least morbidly curious about the game, because there's a lot of things that I wonder about that I have not seen reviewers talk about or complain about. And it's mostly lore stuff. Lore and world building stuff. Look, if you have seen what I have seen, it is no, that's very high for my community donating stuff. So this is a high bar. I'm leaning away from it, but if you guys want to see it, I will do it. And I'll consider it if I don't get tons of donations. I will still consider it, but if you guys really want to see it, especially if you want to see me commenting on it and you want to see like a continuation of the previous story, because we did, like I said, I did live stream the entire Dragon Age trilogy up until this point. Now, that said, Veilguard, from everything I've seen, is a sequel to the Descent and Trespasser DLCs of Dragon Age Inquisition, of the third game. It is not really at all a sequel to Dragon Age Origins 2 or Inquisition, the actual main trilogy of games. It's a sequel to the little ending DLCs of the third game. It drops basically every storyline that happened before that, unfortunately. That's really disappointing to me. Not everything. There are little bits and pieces, but there's a ton of lore for Dragon Age. It is a fascinating setting. I love the setting in a lot of ways, but also I am afraid that they did really nasty, unfortunate things to the setting in Veilguard. And I feel like they kind of ruined a lot of the things that I loved about it. So that's another thing that I want to see for myself to some degree. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It's a gameplay looks fun. Anyway, like I said, it's basically it shifted the focus of the game away from the Chantry and the Maker, which is basically their monotheistic god of the setting, and towards the ancient elves and the elven gods, the elven pantheon. And it shifted that focus rapidly and it seems like completely. And that's just it's annoying. I don't know. I could stomach some of it. I did not see the new animated Lord of the Rings movie. I've heard bad things about it, though, of course. So, I've heard a few okay things, but I've heard mostly bad things. Ranging from it pollutes the lore, all the way down to just it was boringly paced. So that's kind of disappointing to hear. That, movie about the War of the Rohirrim is boringly paced, because some of the most exciting parts of the Peter Jackson trilogy. Anyway, like I said, for Dragon Age, I'm morbidly curious to see for myself, because a lot of the lore things, most reviewers that I've seen haven't really been talking about it. Partially because I think they want to avoid spoilers, and partially just because that's not the kind of thing that's not the kind of thing that, one, people who like the game are all that interested in, and two, people who hate the game are hating on it for. People who hate the game are hating on it for bad writing, modern political wokeness stuff, and just ignoring old decisions. People who like the game are liking it purely for the elven lore stuff. So I haven't heard much of anything about anything else. So I'm weirdly curious about seeing kind of how it handled the things I liked about the setting. So I don't know. I am morbidly curious enough to kind of want to play it. I might start it off stream even if you guys don't want me to. If you don't want me to play it, I might at some point. I'm under no obligation to finish the damn thing in that case, but yeah. Anyway, that's one option that I'm honestly leaning a little bit towards, more so than Fable, just because it's interesting, it's topical, it's now. The other option I'm thinking about is a couple of games that I already have, and they're Star Wars games. So I would be wanting to play side by side, maybe alternating weeks, maybe even twice a week if I can make time for it. Jedi Outcast, the Kyle Katarn game from 2003, I think, give or take. That one, and also Jedi Survivor, the new one with Cal Kestis. And I kind of want to play them side by side, or at least one after the other, because they have a lot in common, in a lot of ways. But they're one is the old EU Legends continuity, and one is the new Disney canon continuity. And so I kind of want to look at them sort of side by side to see how they do. They were also, I already played Fallen Order on stream, and it was very good. I had issues with it, especially the ending, but it was overall very good. And I've heard good things about Jedi Survivor as well. So it would be fun. It would be a fun game to play. It would be good to talk about. I like talking about Star Wars and all that, so there's that. And then Jedi Outcast, an old game though it is, it's from, like I said, it's from like 2002 or 3. It's really good. It's really, really good. Oh, see, Simpson Survivor's fun. There you go. Plus, you get the combo of lightsaber blaster akimbo. That's pretty sweet, I gotta say. I love that combo. It's a very Luke Skywalker thing. Late EU Luke Skywalker thing. What are my thoughts on Skeleton Crew? Goonies in space. I haven't watched it yet. I'm kind of waiting until it's over so I can binge it at some point. I don't know. I wasn't too excited about it just because I'm not all that excited about the new canon setting, really at all. Like, I am too engrossed in the old EU lore, to the point where I kind of just don't really care about new Star Wars stuff, which is kind of sad because Star Wars has been like my favorite film and book and game franchise for my entire life, and it still is probably. Maybe Lord of the Rings. But the new stuff is just the new lore is just tiring. Fresh doesn't rely on established world or characters. Stands on its own. Yeah, but it also ties in really closely to the High Republic, and it ties into the Mandalorian. It does tie into the new lore. I know these things just from the few things I've looked into. So I don't know. From what I've seen, I've seen some things about the latest episode, the one that just dropped like a day or two ago, that it has it even has something to do with what was it called? The thing that the Empire did to wipe out a bunch of their own planets near the end of the war in the Disney continuity. Anyway, yeah, it's I'll give it a look. I will give it a look. Oh god, Imsub says I heard we're getting a live-action movie called The Search for Gollum. Apparently Peter Jackson's coming back. Viggo Mortensen. Okay, I heard Viggo Mortensen was thinking about reprising his role, or they were thinking about asking him. I didn't hear that was confirmed. Especially because I don't think he has the physicality at this point. He's like 70 or something. Search for Gollum was already a really good fan film. I don't know why they're doing that as a feature film, really. There's so many other things they could do, and they could do really, really well. Battle of the Last Alliance would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Or not the battle, the War of the Last Alliance would be really cool. The one at the end of the Second Age against Sauron. That'd be very cool. There's enough lore about it in Silmarillion and in the appendices that you could spin that out into a good film. Or even, I think you could probably just do it as one film. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, alright, well, it's getting close to midnight. Oh, Elendil's Oath, the song. Okay, you can match the pitch. Oh, from Peter Jackson's Fellowship? That one? I don't remember that one in particular. Either way, alright. It is getting close to midnight. I'm obviously getting tired. Like I said, I am wanting to... I might do a standalone video one of these days soon. Excuse me. About that New York Times article I was talking about earlier. Just because I think more people need to know about the extent to which standpoint epistemology and polylogism are integrated into academia and academics with things like the autoethnography and things like that. So I might do a standalone video about that. That might be cool. Either way, have a Merry Christmas once that comes, because I will not be streaming between now and then. That's for sure. I will, however, probably see you guys next Thursday. If I don't see you next Thursday, I will see you the following week after Christmas for sure. Tuesday or Thursday, I don't know which. We'll see. I'll shoot for Tuesday, the following week. I know it's New Year's Eve, but I don't care. Either way, have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful rest of your Advent, and I will see you, like I said, probably next Thursday, if not following Tuesday, if not following Thursday. I'll see you guys soon. Anyway, till then, remember, don't be safe, be well. More importantly, be good. Have a good night, everyone.